Welcome to How to Raise Black Belt Kids. I'm Denny Strecker, owner of Mastery Martial Arts in Troy, Michigan, and author of From Chaos to Calm, How to Instill Self-Control and Discipline in Your Child, and How to Double Your Child's Confidence in Just 30 Days. After 33 years of teaching kids martial arts and leadership skills, I've learned what it takes to raise black belt kids. Kids with confidence, discipline, and character. Today, we're tackling a critical question. Does the amount of fear in your child's life directly affect how happy they can be? The answer might seem obvious, but the science behind it is what's truly surprising. And it has profound implications on our parenting. As parents, we all want our kids to be happy. We buy them toys, take them on vacations, and try to give them the best of everything. But what if the biggest obstacle to their happiness isn't a lack of things, but the presence of something else? That something is fear. I'm not just talking about fear of being scared of the dark or monsters under the bed. I'm talking about the chronic, low-grade fear that so many kids experience today. The fear of not being good enough, the fear of failing a test, the fear of not fitting in, the fear of disappointing us, their parents. Scientific research from top institutions, including Harvard University, have shown a direct inverse correlation between fear and happiness. Think of it like a seesaw. As a child's level of fear and anxiety goes up, the capacity for happiness goes down. They are fundamentally opposite emotional states. Persistent fear doesn't just make a child sad in the moment, it can actually reshape their developing brain, impacting their ability to learn, solve problems, and form healthy relationships for the rest of their lives. In my 33 years in the school, I've seen this scientific principle play out in real life every single day. As I wrote in my book, From Chaos to Calm, the first step to reducing fear is to create an environment of safety and stability. When a child feels secure, their brain can switch out of survival mode and into growth mode. But you can't just eliminate all sources of fear. The world's a challenging place. So, what's the antidote for fear? It's confidence. Let me tell you a story, one that reminds me of George, whom I wrote about in my confidence book. A new student, let's call him Alex, joined the karate school. Alex was consumed by fear. He was afraid to try a new kick because he might fall down. He was afraid to spar because he might lose and not get the points. He was afraid to speak up because he might say the wrong thing. This fear was paralyzing him and stealing his joy. Now, I didn't just tell him, well, don't be scared. As I explained in my book, that's the number one mistake parents make. We expect confidence without teaching it. Instead, I use the strategies that build true, earned confidence. I started with small, manageable wins. I didn't ask him to break a board on the very first day. I taught him what a proper karate front stance was. Then, that was his first victory. Next, I taught him what a basic block was. Another victory. As I detail in Strategy 3 of How to Double Your Child's Confidence, I constantly reminded him of these past victories so that when he was scared to try a new form, I'd say, remember when you couldn't do a proper punch? Look at you now. You can do hard things. Slowly, by stacking these small wins and focusing on improvement, not perfection, his confidence grew. And as his confidence grew, his fear shrank. He started smiling more. He started making friends. He started enjoying challenges. I didn't just give him happiness, I taught him the skills to conquer the fear that was blocking it. So, how can you apply this at home? Here are 3 strategies you can start using today to lower fear and raise a happier, more confident child. First, create a safe harbor. This is a concept from my book, From Chaos to Calm, where your home needs to be the one place in the world where your child feels completely safe. Not just physically, but emotionally. It's a place where they know it's okay to fail, where they're loved for who they are, not for what they achieve. When they know they have a safe place to return to, they're more willing to be brave out in the world. Second, build a victory wall. This is a physical representation from strategy number 3 of my confidence book. On a corkboard on a wall in the home, post pictures and reminders of their past successes, a certificate from school, a photo of them riding their bike for the first time, a ribbon from the local swim meet, or the first karate belt that they earned. When they are full of doubt and fear, walk them over to that wall and say, look at everything you've already overcome. 3, practice fear setting with small steps. Instead of avoiding things that scare them, help them face them in a very small, manageable version of that fear. If they're afraid of talking to new people, start by having them say thank you to a cashier at the grocery store. It's a small win, but it teaches their brain a powerful lesson. I can face my fears and I'll be okay. That's all for today's episode, How to Raise Black Belt Kids. I'm Denny Strecker. The relationship is clear. The less room fear takes up in your child's life, the more room there is for happiness. For a deep dive into creating a stable environment and building unstoppable self-belief, check out my books, From Chaos to Calm, and How to Double Your Child's Confidence in Just 30 Days on Amazon. The links are in the description below. And if you're in the Troy, Michigan area and you want to raise a black belt kid, visit masterymi.com for a free trial lesson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.